Hi, everyone. This is Justin Rondeau, the Director of Optimization here at DigitalMarketer. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at a redesign on the Freshdesk blog. All right, so this is a little different than some of the other videos I've done. Most of them have been, sales-oriented landing pages, product pages, etc. Well, this one is actually like a blog layout. We take the philosophy here at Digital Marketer of value first, and that philosophy really comes from the content we put out there. So we take blog design, blog content, those types of things very seriously. So I thought it'd be interesting to see the redesign by Freshdesk. And I think what's interesting about this one is that this redesign, the time between the redesigns is about a year. So they had this is their previous page where you'll see kind of Freshdesk logo, products, features, pricing, customers, integration, sign up, another set of navigation for login, support, blog, about, and a phone number. All right, that's just in the nav world. But let's take a look. Here's your feature post. Here you have stay updated, email, RSS feed, Facebook, that stuff. You can subscribe. There's no description of what I'm subscribing to. It's kind of a bummer. Then you can break things up by categories, really good. Okay, and then you'll see here you have multiple posts where they do have a load more functionality. All right, so now let's take a look at the new one. Okay, so they actually redesigned the logo a bit, where they have Freshdesk blog to make it that you're not on the Freshdesk site proper. They removed a lot of navigation elements, where they have about, Freshdesk, and free trial. Then they have the search box. Search is great. That'll actually help them figure out what type of content people are looking for. They got rid of just the standard give us your email address, we're not going to tell you about anything, to start your day with good coffee and great content. Kind of weak. But then moving into the follow us, categories are maintained. They added a chat widget, which is a little odd to me, especially when you're on a blog page. Like if you're on a page that is more has more factors to it, that might be useful, but I'm curious about that. Then they also added their contributors, the people who are writing here, and you'll see here they cut down the width of the actual feature post. But then again, they have now the panes that you see, image, titles, etc., with load more. Okay, so there's only some slight changes that occur on this page, but I think the changes are noticeable. Okay, in terms of blog posts and blog pages, the clarity is more about the ease of consumption and the ease of finding what I want to consume, the content I'm looking for. And quite frankly, I think the updated version does a better job at this. It actually has more posts by default, which is actually a very solid move, because what if someone's not interested in that feature post? If they're not interested in that feature post, you sure as heck want them to scroll down and find something they are interested in. Or if they're if they have less time to spare, let them use that search box. In the older variation, there is no search box, and they have fewer examples of posts that are loaded immediately, right? So I think in terms of clarity, the winner has to go to the updated variation. All right, let's take a look at readability. So in terms of readability, there's not a ton of changes on the page there. I think that in terms of like how the pane is constructed, it's easier to see because they just have author's name 13 hours ago when it was published, supporting customers through difficult times, then read more in the same color. Here they have title, author, date, and then read more in an actual kind of different color, so you can tell if that's clickable. I think if we're looking at just the consumption and readability of the pane, I think that the winner has to go to the updated version. So that's 2 for updated and none so far for the previous version. All right, now let's take a look at appearance. And you'll see here, I mean, the left-hand pane on the old variation goes it's a lot wider, and then the second column uses kind of like blase icons and has no real reason to get people to subscribe to any posts or anything like that. I think they aren't utilizing this sidebar well enough, right? And in the updated variation, they cut down the width, which I think actually works out well for them, because they're using more white space, and they're kind of giving very specific. They're creating very specific sections on the site. I like that they created an opt-in box rather than just a field that you can put your email in, but it is really a lame attempt at getting people to sign up. I mean, nobody wants more emails. Tell me why and why I want to do this, and also how often will I be getting messages from you. They continue to have, the other follow us stuff that they saw before, as well as different categories. So I think in terms of appearance, I do believe the updated variation has the edge there. Okay, so now let's talk about on-site experience. The on-site experience is pretty much identical, with one exception. This right here. I totally get the use of live chat and those types of things on sites, but on a blog, that just doesn't make much sense to me. Like, anytime you have like something like live chat, a pop-up, or anything, like, those are by their very nature intrusive, and you need to have a darn good reason to intrude on somebody, especially when they're reading content. So I think that that's a little bit of overkill, and I think in terms of usability, if they had removed that, this would have been kind of a null. It would have been, they're about the same, no contest. But I think actually the previous version does have the edge because they're not interrupting you while you're reading the content or browsing content that you're looking for. So this is now it's a closer contest than it was before, but it looks like the previous version does win in terms of on-site experience, which is now a 3-to-1 score with the updated version ahead. All right, and so finally let's look at navigation. All right, so in terms of the top nav, here's the previous version. They have tons of things up here, like a sign up button, signing up for what? I'm just reading content. I might have gotten here organically and I don't know anything about you. Then moving into integrations, customers, pricing, features, products. The navigation here is probably just, the standard template for their nav that goes across the site. But I do think they went in the right direction here by eliminating a lot of those choices that are unnecessary for people that are on the Freshdesk blog, identifying that it is the Freshdesk blog, putting in things like about, moving to freshdesk.com, and then having a small free trial, as well as, really focusing on search. I think that's a great move overall, and just they very much improved the navigation by reducing the amount of options that are in there, because a lot of those options weren't really going to be clicked, and if they were clicked, it was probably by accident. So this is another case where the updated variation has the edge over the previous one. This is a score of 4-to-1. So Freshdesk blog, loving what you're doing, but I'm actually really interested to see with the rise of kind of mobile first mentalities that you've seen a growth in single column blogs, and they are still kind of holding on to the 2-column style. It was a year between these two redesigns, so I don't know, they might have to take a look again, and we might see another redesign in their near future.